Well, the two suspects linked with the murders of Kiernan aka Forbes and Tibz Murder are expected to appear at the Manzini Magistrates Court in the Kingdom of Eswatini today. Siyabonga and Malusi Ndimande were arrested in the capital Mbabane 3 weeks ago. Now they are facing 4 counts of murder, conspiracy to commit murder and attempted murder. The matter was postponed last week for the South African National Director of Public Prosecutions to formally file an extradition application. Now, once approved, the Ndimande brothers will then be brought back to South Africa to face the charges. So for more on today's court appearance, let's take you back to the Kingdom of Eswatini, where our reporter Nonhlanhla Jele is. Nonhlanhla, good morning once more. So any further developments since we last spoke? Have the two brothers arrived in court as yet?
Good morning to you, Sakina, and to our viewers. Once again, as you can see behind me, we have arrived at the Manzini Magistrates Court, and this is where we are expecting the brothers to come through. Remember, last week we expected them to come through on the other side. However, this is the gates that they apparently use when a suspect has already appeared in court. And as you can see, they have not arrived as yet because the gate is still open. Last week we saw when the suspects started coming in, there were heavily armed men in their vehicles and correctional services officials who are accompanying these suspects. But as you can see behind me, Sakina, nothing is happening as yet. The two suspects have not yet arrived in court this morning, where obviously they're expected to appear. Remember, they're facing 4 counts of murder, 1 that of aka and Tibz Murder, conspiracy to commit murder and attempted murder. But we also do know that the extradition application is expected to continue this morning. Remember, last week it was postponed because South Africa's National Director of Public Prosecutions had not formally applied to have the extradition process started. You know, they were arrested on a provisional application, Sakina. So that is what we're expecting to take place in court. However, also important to note and remember is what their legal representative said in court last week, that depending on what is contained in that application from South Africa, then the process can carry on or go through and have the two brothers back in South Africa. He mentioned the issue of safety of his clients. Remember, he also has to go back and consult with his clients based on what is contained in that application. So those are some of the things that we're expecting to see. And obviously, as I mentioned earlier on when we spoke, Sakina, that the issue of the detaining of the cell phones that were found when the brothers were arrested on the 27th of February, that is also expected to take place this morning in this court when the two brothers appear. Whether or not the state had filed the application or had filed or provided rather the defense with an affidavit that makes sure that this process of detaining the cell phones goes through, we shall hear more of that in court. But as you can see, nothing is happening as yet. The two brothers have not yet arrived, or other suspects. The gates where they're expected to come through, Sakina, is still wide open. Sakina?
Well, thanks so much, Nonhlanhla. Of course, our camera is trained on that entrance, so we will bring you the latest as soon as it develops there.